All right, YouTube, what's happening? I want to do a video today on a couple of things, a couple lights for the SIG P365. A couple options I think are the best. As of right now, there's a few options out there. There's the TLR6 that I reviewed on the channel a long time ago. Only 100 lumens, felt really cheap, not a really good solution. Then there's the tactical development rail here. You can attach pretty much any light to, in this case, a Olight PL-Mini. I've done a video on this as well, and the PL-Mini. I had one of these on my P365 XL. So it does work on the 365 as well, as you can see here. Sticks out a little bit, we'll talk about that. Most lights are going to. So that's pretty much for a while there. The TLR6 and this is really the only option. Then Surefire came out, and I've got another grip module here, just have it mounted for comparison purposes. The Surefire XSC for the P365 and the Hellcat. They actually designed this light around the 365 and the Hellcat. Now, Streamlight also just released a new light called the TLR7 Sub. But the problem is, and I'll roll in a photo here in a minute showing you what it looks like mounted to a 365, it sticks out a mile. Like, it looks like an X300 Surefire on normal gun. So that aesthetically is not attractive to me. I feel like the Surefire or the Streamlight designed it around the 365 XL and the 43X MOS and 48S MOS more than they did these smaller guns. However, Surefire, I think they designed this light around the smaller 365 and Hellcat. So really small light. It is 350 lumens. It does have a rechargeable battery. So you just basically pull this down. Oh, there's a little button right there. That's right. You release that lever there, has a rechargeable battery pack that you would essentially, it comes with a little charger, and you just plug this in. It looks like it's got a room for a spare, and you go like that, plug it in, and charge it. So really cool design there. Being it's this small of a light, it's hard to design a battery to fit into here unless it's like one of those dumb watch batteries, and then you're not going to get enough power to get decent lumen output. So this is the kind of Surefire solution, which I think is awesome. There you go, and then it just slides back in like so. Yep. So very, very cool light. Now the thing that people are gonna say immediately, only 350 lumens. The PL-Mini 2 has 600. The Streamlight TLR7 Sub has 5. That's true. Lumens aren't everything, and Surefire is known for under promising, I guess, on their lumen output. They're pretty conservative. So I'll show some footage later in the video comparing these two lights at about 15 yards outside in the dark, and you'll see there's very little difference between the two. The other thing people are going to say is the cost. It's about $300, which is expensive for a small pistol light. It's Surefire, made in the USA. It's very innovative. I'm sure there was a lot of R&D that went to this light, hence the price. Now the Olight with this Tac Dev Rail setup will cost you about 140 bucks-ish, maybe a little less. So it's obviously a lot less, almost half as expensive. I actually paid $289 for this. So pretty much for half the cost, you can get the Olight with the Tac Dev Rail and have a 600 lumen, and I'm doing this in quotation light. Olight is also known for over-promising lumens. So I wanted to show what I thought was best for these two. I think these are the two best options. Which one would be best for you? I personally, aesthetically, the Surefire wins hands down. As you can see, it doesn't stick out as far as the Olight. It looks like it's made for the light. It mounts directly to the rail that was designed on the gun. And, it just looks better overall. So aesthetics, 100% go to the Surefire. Performance is very similar. You would think on paper that the Olight would blow it out of the water, but as you see here in these upcoming video clips, actually let's just roll them in. I'll roll in that picture of the TLR7 Sub A, as well as some outside footage of these two, and then we'll wrap it up and come back to the tabletop. And here is the Olight with the Tac Dev Rail and the PL-Mini 2 Valkyrie. So it sits a little bit lower because of the rail, and this has the direct attachment. As far as how far they stick out, it's about the same, maybe a little tiny bit less on the Surefire. Here's another angle upside down. You can see the Olight sticks out just a hair more. And on the other angle we saw, it also is down a little bit further, but not a ton. All right, we are outside with the TLR, or the Surefire XSC, and the Olight PL-Mini. Also got a TLR 7A just for some comparisons. So, okay, this light, let's turn them on. This is the PL-Mini from Olight. I'm gonna also turn on the Surefire. That fence line is about 15 yards from here. So there is, on the left is the PL-Mini 2. On the right is the Surefire. Surefire on that tree. Again, that's about 15 yards. It has a nice, really like concentrated beam, I think. I mean, it's a floody light like it should be, but you don't have a lot of overspill. This is the PL-Mini 2. So they claim, I think, 600 lumens out of that light. So that's 600 lumens. This is the Surefire. Guys, are you seeing any difference? I'm not seeing any difference. Okay. Not like the light to over promise and under deliver on lumens, at least yes it is. Okay, now this is the TLR 7, which is 500 lumens. See, that seems brighter. Yeah, that is brighter. TLR 7 is definitely brighter than the Surefire, which is 350. TLR 7, Surefire. I would say it's the brightest of all these lights. The PL-Mini Valkyrie 2 is, oh, you know, I know what it is. Low battery. So let's just concentrate on the Surefire for now, and I'll charge the Olight. We'll do another comparison, because that's probably why it was dimmer. But I mean, I think 350 lumens on this guy, I could identify a target 15, 20 yards away than I am on a pistol light. Pretty good. Definitely better than like the TLR 6 and a bunch of the other lights out there. All right, we're back out. Now that the Olight is fully charged. Again, that's about 15 yards away. On the left, we've got the Olight PL-Mini. On the right, we have the Surefire XSC. So there's the tree lit up by the Surefire. Guys, are you noticing 250 lumens worth of difference? I'm not. I mean, I think the Olight's slightly brighter, but the beam on the Surefire is very effective. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit brighter, but not enough to worry about, you know, the Surefire only being 350 lumens. At that range, about 15 yards, which is a reasonable, I mean, for a gun this small too, maybe even less, is reasonable and easily identifiable in pure black and pure dark. So if you're inside a home, it's gonna be better. It's not all about the lumens. Don't get caught up in the lumen ratings of lights. Candela is more important. but on these little guys, I think they both perform really well for their size. One more time. PL-Mini on the left, Surefire on the right. All right, so we're back at the tabletop. So as you can see, very, very slight minimal difference between these two at 15 yards outside. Like I'm telling you, they're undervaluing they're being very conservative on their lumens. They're over on all of their lumens 90% of the time. I've been reviewing Olight flashlights and weapon lights for a long time. So really it comes down to a couple things, what's best for you. Obviously, the budget oriented, this is a way better solution. There's holsters available for it. This is a McKenna Tech holster, which you guys know have a discount code for 15% off. There's a bunch of different places. MIE Productions, another one I've used for a long time, has a holster. DeVito's Customs has a holster. So there's a lot of holster options out there for the Tac Dev Rail with the Olight PL-Mini. It's not going to be hard to find a holster. Right now, the XSC, the only one I know of that makes a holster currently, is Kivio Tactical. The issue with that holster, and there's really not an issue, it's just more of a thing for me. I need it to be tuckable, and it's not. So I'm looking for the tuckable holster still for the XSC. There is a company, DeVito Customs, I mentioned them earlier, is going to be making them very soon, is going to send me one for review. So I'll have a review up shortly on that. Also, MIE Productions will be making one as soon as they get a light in stock. So this light's actually kind of hard to find. I mean, I actually bought it on Amazon, so it's not terribly hard to find. But, you know, it was a little hard to find for a while. So holster wise, you know, you got to give the edge to the Olight and the Tac Dev just because there's more options readily available. But give it a few weeks or a month, and there's going to be a lot for this light as well. So performance wise, very similar. Aesthetically, I give it to the Surefire. The value is obviously much higher on the Olight PL-Mini too. You know, you get a lot more. You get a lot more for your money. You know, it's half the cost. That's my only hang up on the Surefire. If it was like $200, it would be a no-brainer all day long. I would pick the Surefire. Being that it's double the cost, that's going to be prohibitive for a lot of people. One thing where this also shines is comfort. So when you're using the light, and I've just got it on this frame, the buttons work really well. You can push it on to hold it on fully on, or you can press it in, and release for a momentary on. So the switches on the Surefire are much better, in my opinion, than the Olight. And the Olight works, but this is a push forward where this is a push down, and it works just fine. But when the gun is, like when you're gripping the gun, you'll really feel those buttons on your fingers just because it's a small frame. It's inevitable because you have to get it far enough back. You know, this is an adjustable light. I can go back even farther, but then it's really uncomfortable like that. You're hitting your fingers on the light the whole time. So I kind of slouch it forward one there so it's more comfortable to shoot. With the Surefire, you don't have that issue. The switch is better. You have just a push forward. It's very contoured, comfortable. I don't even feel it, you know, in the hand at all when I have. I mean, obviously this is just a frame, but I have mounted it to the gun and used it like that. So, but overall, guys, these are two good options. I know a lot of people are going to pick this one just because it's less expensive, but Surefire is made in the U.S., has a better warranty, has been proven for years under military law enforcement use. You know, if you want a super reliable light that is going to fit the gun a little bit better, it just attaches with the rail there and the Allen wrench there, and it just is really innovative. It has to say, and they're both rechargeable. I mean, the Olight charges on the bottom with a magnetic charger. All you got to do is pop this out, so you don't have to take the light off the gun, and put it in your little charging base for the Surefire. So they both have good charging options. So honestly, they're the best. I think the best options. I take out the Streamlight because it was not designed for the smaller guns. It looks kind of just silly, and the holster situation would be a mess, I think, for the 365. It's a better suited light for the 365 XL, the Glock 43X MOS, and the 48 MOS. Something that size of gun, it's a definitely better choice than these two. But for the Hellcat and the 365, I don't think you can go. This is your two best options. So let me know your thoughts down below. I personally probably going to be rocking the Surefire. I know it's a little bit more expensive. I just think it looks better aesthetically. It sits lower on the gun. It has better controls, and the performance is similar. You know, don't look at the numbers always. Actually, look at real world performance, and you can see in the video that it's, you know, not that much of a difference. So, all All right, guys, thanks for watching this video, and we will see you next time.